Ladies and gentlemen, this is all about the custody of Dominic. And whoever climbs the ladder, retrieves the briefcase, will have the custody of Dominic. And Eddie Guerrero saying that Dominic is his real son, that he is the real father of Dominic. Meanwhile, Dominic raised his whole life, all 8 years, by Rey and Angie. And Eddie playing mind games. I mean, for Rey Mysterio, this has got to be emotionally draining. This is going to be a hard, time for Mysterio to get through this match. And the last thing you want to do with such an emotionally, controlled match, emotionally motivated match, you have to be able to keep your emotions in check. And a knee to the midsection. What a cheap shot by Eddie Guerrero, and not surprising at all. Lie, cheat, and steal, and a cheap shot early on to kick things off. And now a backdrop suplex, dropping Rey right into the mat. What goes up must come down. And just like that, Eddie starts this match off in control. But Rey looking to counter here. Great leapfrog. Eddie gets launched and with a counter launched across the ring. Great counter by Mysterio. And this is the first ladder match for Rey Mysterio in his career. And what a way to kick off Rey Mysterio competing in ladder matches, by having to fight for the custody of his son, or who we believe to be his son. If it's Eddie's son or it's his son, well, whoever wins this ladder match will have custody of Dominic. And this ladder that Eddie has, he needs to, you got to use it, set it up, climb the ladder, retrieve the briefcase, gain custody of Dominic. And now that the ladder's in the ring, Rey Mysterio far up the entranceway. This is a perfect opportunity. Eddie Guerrero now setting up the ladder, but you can see Rey Mysterio limping and trying as best as he can to get back to the ring, get back to ringside. Now he's back at ringside trying to pull himself back up. And Eddie Guerrero up. But look at this springboard drop kick to Eddie Guerrero off the ladder. And you can see Dominic Mysterio. Dominic very pleased with his father, or the man who raised him, rather. And now the second ladder brought into play here. Rey Mysterio has been in trouble. Rey Mysterio has had a hard time getting control of this match since the beginning. Eddie Guerrero with that cheap shot knee to the midsection to kick things off really set the pace of this match. And that's heartbreaking for Rey Mysterio if you're looking to gain custody of the child you raised, the child you love with all of your heart. Oh, it seemed Eddie might have been going for the mask. Another right hand by Rey. And a drop kick into the ladder that goes into the face of Eddie Guerrero. Eddie stunned by the ladder. Eddie's stunned. This could be Rey Mysterio's time to climb the ladder, retrieve the briefcase, gain custody of your son. Let's take a look at that. Look at the jaw of Eddie. The way it bounced. Look at this seated senton by Mysterio. Springboard into a seated senton. And Mysterio, look at this one more time from a different angle, taking on Eddie. This is a great opportunity for Mysterio. Let's take a look at this one more time. Absolutely devastating. Cleared the ladder. Mysterio has his hand on the ladder. Gonna climb. A custody papers high above in the briefcase. But Eddie Now back. Now Eddie gonna climb the other side of the ladder. Oh, what a right by Rey. It's a race to the top. It's a fight back and forth. Whoever falls off may lose this match. We're at a really high height right now. Oh, boy. Eddie's got his hands on the briefcase first time in the match. All he's got to do is remove it from the carabiner, and it's over. And Mysterio face first. Off the top of the ladder. Oh! Sunset flip bomb. Sunset flip bomb, but it seems he didn't get all of it. Rey Mysterio ended up slipping off. He got enough of it, though. Enough was gotten by Eddie to take out Mysterio. The impact was there. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, look at the way that Rey fell. There was enough force by Eddie pulling on Mysterio that Mysterio ended up falling too just a couple seconds after. This ladder is a weapon. You got to be careful, and you don't want to be on the receiving end of anything like what Rey Mysterio just received by Eddie Guerrero. There's no pinfalls, no submissions, no disqualifications. Anything goes. And the only way to win is climb the ladder, retrieve the briefcase, and get those custody papers inside the briefcase to gain custody over this kid right here, Dominic, the son of Rey Mysterio, or, well, allegedly the son of Rey Mysterio, allegedly the real son of, Eddie Guerrero being the real father. There's a lot going into this, a lot of emotions. It's a family feud in some sense of the word. No. It was before this that Dominic, saw Eddie as his uncle. Rey and Eddie always close until they've had their issues as of late. The latter sandwiching Rey Mysterio and Dominic looking extremely concerned for his father. I mean, at least the father that stepped up. Rey was there for him. Rey was there for Dominic his whole life. Eddie now just wanting to come into the picture all of a sudden just because he wants to hurt Rey Mysterio. He wants to take something away from Rey Mysterio that Rey Mysterio loves with all of his heart, and hitting Rey Mysterio at the heartstrings. And that's his family. That's his blood. That's who Rey Mysterio fights for every time he steps foot in the squared circle. And Eddie could be moments away from climbing the ladder and retrieving the contract, or retrieving the briefcase, retrieving the custody papers. Look at this. Mysterio setting that other ladder up and using it to climb. Smart strategy by Mysterio. Look at this. Another shot to the head of Eddie. Driven by the love for his son, Dominic Mysterio continues to fight. Look at this. Back body drop. Oh. Mysterio crashing and burning as well. Spine of Mysterio connecting with the side of the ladder as it all collapses. And Eddie now back up to his feet first, but he's in pain. I think Rey might have gotten the worst of that one, despite taking out Eddie with that back body drop off the ladder onto the other ladder. Now what's Guerrero got in mind? And Eddie 0-6 against Mysterio. And a boot to the midsection. And Eddie, boom, face plants Mysterio on top of the ladder. Great positioning. Eddie Guerrero. What a counter. Eddie Guerrero had a plan. He set up that ladder in position, and Rey Mysterio just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, going for the wrong thing. And it cost Rey Mysterio, and just like that, Eddie Guerrero able to turn things around. And this could be the moment Eddie was looking for to set up the ladder with that sinister smile on his face as he looks towards Dominic. Imagine if Dominic has to go home with this, man or monster of a man. Somebody who only wants Dominic just to get in the head of Rey Mysterio. But look at this from Dominic. What is Dominic doing? Dominic trying to shake the ladder. He's trying to shake the ladder, but Eddie's too big for Dominic. Dominic's not strong enough. And Eddie's saying, no, no, no. It's clear as day Dominic wants Rey Mysterio to win. Eddie proclaiming to be the real father of Dominic. Now what is he going on about? Saying, I'm your real daddy, you better hug me, you better love me? That's a man of a psychopath. He was about to hit Dominic, and here comes Mysterio on the attack. Oh, look at a back body drop. This is exactly what Mysterio needs. And now Rey and Eddie going back and forth. But now Eddie with these clubbing blows. How much is left of Mysterio? Oh, Rey blocked the shot into the end of the ladder. And now Eddie gets driven into the ladder. Wait a minute. Look at this. In position. 619. And the ladder collapses and falls on Eddie. But Rey might have hurt his knee. 619 the ladder into Eddie. This is a one last chance, a gasp effort by Mysterio with a leg drop onto the ladder, onto Eddie. But Rey Mysterio's knee, what condition is the knee of Mysterio? For the love of his son, for the love of Dominic, Mysterio continues to find a way to fight, to have the will to live. You saw face first goes Guerrero, then following up, dialing it up with a 619 into the ladder. The ladder falls on Eddie. And then a leg drop on the ladder. But now Rey Mysterio climbing the ladder. But it's hard for Mysterio. He's hurt his knee. He's trying to go as fast as he can. But Eddie's back up to his feet. And Rey's got the briefcase. But Eddie fighting. Eddie with a right again. Oh, no. No. Sunset flip bomb. Rey able to reverse and get Eddie Guerrero with a sunset flip bomb. Both men are down. Who's going to retrieve the briefcase? Who's going to get to the top? Let's take another look at this. Eddie was going to take out Mysterio with an electric chair. But instead, a sunset flip bomb taking out Eddie Guerrero. And you heard all of it. And Mysterio crawling to the ladder. Rey is climbing. Climbs towards the top. He's got the briefcase. Oh, come on. Eddie kicking the ladder. Oh, come on. Mysterio holding on. And what a power bomb by Eddie. Mysterio was so close, but it wasn't enough. Eddie was able to kick the ladder out of the way, messing up Rey's position to be able to unhook the briefcase. Now, power bomb from Eddie taking out Mysterio. Let's take a look at this up top camera. And now Rey's going to be... Look at where the positioning is. Positioning the ladder over Mysterio to prevent Mysterio. He's going to make sure Mysterio can't get out of this. Mysterio trying to fight still. And now the arms of Mysterio are locked. Eddie's going to climb the ladder. And now all Eddie has to do is climb the ladder, and all Dominic Mysterio can do, or Dominic can do, is watch on. And Mysterio can't do anything about it. Rey can't do anything about it except watch Eddie grab the briefcase and gain custody of Dominic. And poor Dominic's going to have to live with this man. This is... Oh, look at this. Eddie trying, but Mysterio's starting to shake the ladder. Eddie can't get the briefcase unhooked. Rey moving the ladder. Oh, boy, Eddie. Oh, look at this. Eddie found him repositioned on the other side of the ladder now. Mysterio trying to move the ladder, and again, now this time, the roles have been reversed. This time, it's Eddie that's hanging off the briefcase, and Mysterio going to pull Eddie down. Oh, and Eddie goes for the knee. May have messed up the knee of Eddie. Eddie, frustrated, thought he had it, but it wasn't enough. Mysterio was somehow able to fight through, somehow muster up enough strength to get Eddie off the ladder and shake it enough. Rey, you've got to do this for your son. You've got to find enough to pick up the victory. You've got to pull out the victory and have enough strength to retrieve the custody to your son, Dominic. Eddie going after Mysterio. Oh, there's one. Here comes the triple suplexes that Eddie has coined as the Three Amigos. That usually... Oh, that one on the ladder. That was... Oh, I felt that in my soul just by watching it. And Dominic suffering through every minute that he has to watch his father, Rey Mysterio, suffer at the hands of Eddie Guerrero, a man he once called his uncle. Eddie is as heartless as they come. Eddie could care less about the child, but rather about hurting Rey Mysterio and taking something away from Rey. Eddie is 0-6 when it comes to competing against Rey Mysterio throughout the years. And this would be the biggest win for Eddie. Just this one win over Rey Mysterio would change everything. That's Eddie's wife, Vicky. I don't know what she's doing out here. What is she doing? And she's pleading with him to stop. And she's trying to tell Eddie to stop. Oh, look at this. Vicky just pushed Eddie off the ladder. Good for Vicky standing up. She didn't want this either. Vicky didn't want to do it, but she had to do it. She did the right thing for Rey and Dominic. Eddie just wanted to do this to tear apart the Mysterio family, and Vicky had the heart to make something right. She made this right regardless. And now Rey trying to make the climb. Rey. Guerrero's got the ladder. And now Vicky pulling Eddie back. And Rey's got the briefcase. And Rey's done it. Rey Mysterio has done it. He has custody of his son, Dominic, and Dominic coming to celebrate. Jumps over the barricade. And Mysterio has his son back from Eddie. Eddie wanted to keep Dominic forever and tear apart the Mysterio family, but that is not the case here at SummerSlam. Vicky Guerrero doing the right thing, preventing her husband from tearing apart the Mysterio family. But right now, it seems that the Guerrero family might be torn apart. And speaking of the Mysterio family, here comes Angie from the back to celebrate with her husband Rey and her son Dominic. A lot of thanks to Vicky Guerrero, who made this possible. She realized what was right and what was wrong. And Eddie was doing all this for all the wrong reasons. And that's exactly why she chose to do what she did and keep the Mysterio family together. As Rey holds on that briefcase tight, it symbolizes and contains the custody papers to Rey's young son, Dominic. And Angie holds on to Dominic tight as she finally has her son back after Eddie tried to take everything from the Mysterios. And now Eddie having a fit in the ring, and Eddie gets clocked in the head with a briefcase by Mysterio. Message sent. Clocked Eddie in the skull. How apropos by Mysterio.